All right, balance of powers. Winter 1917 completed the seasonal term just for the heck of it. The game's over. Germany went into revolution, and what that means is they don't get any money anymore, so they can't rebuild anything. The West Front shattered. Britain's in political crisis, but that's all right. That only means they can only attack with tanks or if they have air superiority, and it's really, it's a pointless endeavor right now to continue on because there's a whole year, with Germany unable to build anything. The Entente's just going to roll through Berlin, take all the bargaining chips over in the east, and there's nothing the Central Powers can do about it. Here's the money. Austria-Hungary has $7. The Turks have nothing because they gave their money to Austria-Hungary. So $7 total for the Central Powers. Britain, the U.S., that's 50, 60. $80 with the French. Whatever the Italians have. So like 86. Versus 7. So, it's the game's over with now. I'm just calling it. Otherwise, it's just playing out this kind of pointless exercise of going to Berlin and seeing how quickly the Entente can take everything. So, as far as the game went, obviously I'm not going to comment on balance because one. I made major errors with the Central Powers early on, sort of getting their fleets, wrecked early, bad idea. I played Germany poorly with the Schlieffen plan. I did not press the attack into France the way they need to, I think. Instead, I shifted troops over to Russia, I think, too early. Granted, I, knocked Russia out relatively early, but then Germany shifted its troops down to the Balkans because the British, put a ton of resources into it. Now the Central Powers were successful, and it was a disaster militarily for the Entente. But I think though overall strategically it was a big victory because it sucked all those resources from Germany there instead of having them here. Fighting on the Western Front and maybe keeping the line stable. Overall, that's, kind of the situation here at the end of the game. Again, I think it would have been a better game if I'd played the Central Powers better, particularly in regards to the West Front and how I handled that. Interesting, Africa's done too. It's a sideshow, but it has some interesting things. I never did anything over in the Middle East. Is the intent. I never went over and made any effort to take anything. I don't know. Maybe that's a mistake or maybe not. It's a choice though, and I think there's a reasonable one. I think putting the efforts into the Balkans was a better deal for the intent rather than putting the effort in the Middle East. The bargaining chips in the Middle East take 6 to get a victory point, whereas the Balkan ones, well, there's 3 available right there to be had. So it seemed like a better deal. All right. Anyway, I think I'll do just kind of a final review thing, final thoughts in the game, and I will pack this up and go to something else.